Cheers, buddy.
Coming back with a
Welcome
little scat
back.
action.
Yeah, I'm always down for scat action.
Yeah, that reminds me of my past couple weeks. A little scat action.
While you've been traveling, let's bring it up. Let's not let this linger. Is your audio on your computer? What's going on? Why can't I hear myself?
Yeah, I had the audio up loud. We were playing some clips and gags earlier.
We were doing gags and spills because we've been catching up.
Mm-hmm. Feels good.
Listeners have been dying to know, hey, last time we heard from you guys, we were listening to your voicemails, and then you took a week off. Well, the first thing I want to say is that listening to those voicemails was illegal.
Mm-hmm. Cease and desist.
And yes, we will prosecute. So, I don't know. Delete the episode off your phones, off the feed. I don't know how you do it, but get it out of your ecosystem and get it out of your head. All right. Unrelated. Nick and I came into a bit of a pile of settlement money,
A bit of a windfall.
Of money, and let's just say we took last week off on a vacation.
Hey, when the police unlawfully search and seize certain documents from a certain place of business,
From a baseless accusation.
yes,
Yeah, well, so we took a week off. And
voicemails are inadmissible in court, by the way.
they are, and this is an entertainment podcast. We've heard nothing but good
Great
things.
feedback about
from
that concept episode.
From our concept episode. What are we drinking today, Nick? You brought it in.
Yeah, Joe, I brought a Fremont beer. That's a local Seattle guy. It's the Parkland Pils.
Parkland Pils Fremont beer.
It seemed to be part of their spring series they were doing. They released 3 beers, one each month, I think January, February, March. They're calling that spring. And this is the final one. It's not at all. And this is the final one. But it was nice because there's a little bit of canned copy.
There's
corner.
a ton. Tip to taint. There's canned
tip.
copy.
Lip to tip and tip to taint.
Are you going to try to read all this copy?
No. I just wanted to read the part, if I can wade through it.
Yeah.
It's also done, and so it's like, negative space or whatever they call it. So they just didn't print that part. It's just the color of the can.
Yeah, the words.
The
are
words
just
are the color
like
of the
silver. Can. Yeah. So you
they
can't read anything.
I can't, yeah. So it said, throughout, we brew our beers with the best local ingredients we can source from our farmers throughout the Pacific Northwest. Spring is the season of renewal and invention, and that's cool with Fremont. So we decided to offer not 1, not 2, but 3 different beers for our spring seasonal this year. Each beer will be made for 1 month from January through March. Although these are spring beers, in the alternate universe of beer seasons, there is still snow in the mountains, a nip in the air, and it's cold. So they address it. They address it.
That this is wrong.
So the final beer in our spring seasonal series is Parkland Pils, a crisp Pilsner to welcome the coming sun.
Okay.
It's the last thing my parents wanted. And warm days. So they acknowledge the somewhat oxymoron of calling these spring beers.
January, February, March. Yeah. So the unique thing about these beers, like you said, this one particular is available March 1st through 31st, and it's only fresh 90 days from the packaged on date. So it's like a fresh hops, which
right.
Yeah, which there's a couple of Seattle breweries that do that kind of fresh hops.
Yeah.
Because we are right next to Yakima Valley where a lot of these hops are grown.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, yeah. It's good to see you again. It's been a while.
Oh, wow. It's been a while. Let's continue to just rip bits from other podcasts.
That's all we do here.
It is good to see you. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. You've been globe-trotting, like always. Jet-setting and globe-trotting.
They can't pin me down. They think he doesn't even have a zip code where he lives.
The
IRS can't find me, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, they can, Nick, and they will in due time. You were in Austin, Texas.
Yes, as were you.
I was in Austin, Texas the week before.
But 1 week before?
Yeah, went to Salt Lick. Shout out to Salt Lick. Bring your own beer type barbecue place. Maybe we'll post a pic, a Salt Lick, a hashtag Salt Lick pic.
Salt pick.
Salt Lick pic.
Salt Lick McPick too.
Let me get a McPick too. Let me get a McPick too. Then McDonald's took like this sensual turn for the McPick too.
Yeah.
What are we
Those
talking
are only
about?
available on podcasts.
Yeah.
Podcast ads.
So
Through mid-roll. Find the right audience for your message.
our reads really tapered off, by the way. We had reads.
We came out strong with
We
those
had
fake reads.
Big
I
dreams.
mean, real
they weren't
reads.
fake. They were real reads. They were real affiliates. Blue
They
Apron.
were.
Shout out to Blue Apron. Go to coldcanspodcast.com/Blue
Is that still
Apron.
live?
Get 30 Yeah, it's live.
Oh, okay.
They're not going to pay us anymore, but it's live. Go to
We actually owe them money at this point.
coldcast.com/Blue Apron. Get $30 off your first order today. Shashuka mushrooms. we were doing the whole thing.
That was fun. Yeah, I
it
remember
was
that.
fun, and it was real. All right.
Just like our former engineer, Brian. R.I.P.
Yeah, we'll edit
was
that out.
real.
Remember, we're gonna edit that out. Remember,
I've had a crisis of conscience in the past couple
well,
of weeks, Joe.
we're gonna have to talk about that. Let's start over. I want to pick it back up from Austin. All right, get your get your shit together.
Let me. Oi, daddy, doody, mom and daddy love you. Everything is going to be okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
That's your traditional
little
mommy
mantra.
Daddy, mommy daddy love you mantra.
Mommy, daddy, mantra.
Oi, daddy, doody. Mommy, daddy, love you. Okay, we're gonna pick it up. I'm gonna talk about how good Austin was.
Okay,
In
let me
three-
write that time code down so we could edit it out afterwards. Okay,
3, 2, 0.
1.
So you were in
fucked that up.
Austin recently.
Yeah,
how was
as were you.
Yeah, it was a lot of
But
fun.
1 week before.
So hashtag Salt Lick Pick. Austin, I will say so let's just touch on Austin a little bit. a little beacon of dirty libs in the middle of Texas. But it's a really cool place with a ton of
It
dogs.
is.
Really good beer there.
It's just without even break. It's a really cool place with a lot of dogs. A lot of good beer.
That's part of what makes it so cool.
Yeah, there were a lot of dogs.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Where the dogs at?
Zilker Park. Hey, shout out to Zilker Park for all you Austinites out there, all you Austin heads.
Just a boy from Zilka Park.
Mm-hmm. But really good breweries around.
Yeah.
Like you do kind of have to, unfortunately, drive everywhere that you go. You can get behind the wheel a little bit.
Unfortunately.
I will say unfortunately. But like a lot of places are super, there's local breweries. Like that's a thing you'll find anywhere you find it in Seattle, all the local breweries.
Sure.
But there's like a few places that I went to in Austin that were like totally okay with bring your own beer in. Just bring your own 6-pack in. And
Salt
go ahead
Lake
and
was
drink
like
it.
that.
Salt Lake was
And
like
when I
that.
was there was like a bachelor party of like 15 guys, and they were just wheeling around a cooler full of beers that they had brought themselves. That was a very cool place.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Austin, Salt
Yeah,
Lake.
it's worth it. It's like a half an hour drive outside Austin, but it's really worth it.
And Jester King Brewery, which I think I was looking at their beer advocate scores.
Jester King?
Jester King in Austin, or outside of Austin, it's Driftwood, Texas, or something like that.
Uh-huh.
They are very highly ranked beers, and the ones I had were good. It's
Really?
a cool place. It's like on this farm that's been converted into a brewery. Did you hit the cough button, Joe?
No.
Or did we hear that full...
Dump it. Just dump it. Sorry. No, keep going. Jester King
Yeah,
was
it's
really
like
good. You
this
didn't bring any of these back. Yeah, go ahead.
I wasn't checking a bag. I'm not a check bag boy.
Fair enough.
It
was good.
It's like a converted, farm that they've made into this brewery, and then there's a like stone fire pizza place also on premises. And it was just a very fun time. I was there with my
Texas
girlfriend.
Fair.
Classic Texas
Pizza.
Fair. It kind of, and I told you this before, it kind of reminded me of the Manawa Rodeo Grounds, the like eating area where they had the pizza by.
I call it the feeding area.
The trough, if you will.
The if anybody out there at Cold Cans Nation has either been to the Manawa Rodeo Grounds or Jester King, give us a big shout out on Twitter.
I wonder if I'm the only person in the world who's been to
both of
Manawa
those
Rodeo
places.
Grounds and Jester King Brewery.
I'll tell you what, if somebody can come back and prove they've been to both places, we'll send you a shirt.
Do we have shirts left?
Yeah, we have shirts.
Okay, good.
You're only getting a double X, but that's what you're getting, all right? That's cool. And then you spent a bit of time in Florida. You were in Florida.
Before we get on from Austin, I
Okay.
wanted to say your opening comments about a liberal hellscape in an otherwise good state.
Yeah.
One thing I would say what was very cool about Austin is that it is like a liberal
lightly.
place.
Yeah.
But every bathroom at every bar and restaurant has paper towel in it, which you cannot find in Seattle. It's all air dryers, air blowers that recent studies show puts poop all over your hands.
Yeah,
Big poopy hands, boys.
Yeah, but that
And
builds
it's
the
cool.
immune system, buddy.
I like paper towel.
I like paper towel too. I'll tell you.
And so that was great.
But you throw it in a plastic garbage bag, which goes to the dump, right?
Hey, I'll put that plastic garbage can right over your head, okay?
Guess what, Lim? I'll put the plastic garbage bag. Well, anyway, yeah, you put that in the dump. That's bad news. They don't
That's
recycle
true. They don't.
don't
There's
compost.
no compost, no recycle. It's just all in the dump.
Yeah, because
It's
they have
Texas.
space.
They got space.
They got the room. Okay, so
We'll
then
all
you
be
went,
living in space
If we don't start caring for our planet.
Go for it. Yeah, okay, got it. Suddenly you got very cognizant of everything. Then you went to, speaking of hellscapes, then you went to Central Florida?
Southwest Florida.
Southwest
Spent
Florida.
some time in Central
Southwest
Florida.
Florida is nice. Central Florida is a hellscape. I've
It
been there,
is,
and I
yeah.
will say
I
it is.
learned a new phrase or an abbreviation, BFE. Do you know what that means?
Big fucking Urkel. Urkel was you. Hold on. Let me get it. BFE, Central Florida. Would I know what it means, or am I never going to get it?
You may have heard of it before. And I think in Wisconsin we have a different phrase for it. But it means the same thing.
Begotten for... I don't know what
It is the F-bomb in the middle there.
Oh,
it stands for bumfuck Egypt.
Oh, bumfuck Egypt.
So bumfuck nowhere. It's the same thing.
Why can't we go with BFN? Why specifically do we
In
have to call it
Florida, in
Egypt?
other places in the South, apparently, they call it BFE. Because there's a new country song that's all I listened to was
that's
country music
Okay,
while
so
I was down
it
there.
was in a song.
It's in a
Bumfuck
song.
Egypt.
They say, we're still holding it down here in BFE. And I didn't know what it meant. And so my girlfriend had to tell me what it means. And it's bumfuck Egypt, which apparently is a common phrase down there.
Is bumfuck offensive? I've never really thought about that. But does bumfuck...
Does it
Insinuate-
imply that everyone who lives there is a bum?
Is it bum who they all they do out there is fuck, and it's just this breeding grounds for
Yeah, but
bums.
Egypt, there's like some prestige there. Pharaohs and such.
Prestige?
Egypt, yeah.
Hold on, no, prestige is what you said. There's some prestige there. Prestige.
Prestige. Hey,
I can't
if we're
believe
gonna
you grew
pick
up in
apart
bumfuck
some-
Wisconsin.
Joe earlier today during a nice little business meeting we were having kept multiple times said the word pamphlet. As if he forgot the H and the F sound in there. Pamphlet.
Pamphlet.
So I opened the pamphlet. He hands me the pamphlet, and this pamphlet is like the rules. He says, this pamphlet will tell you all the rules. I'm not going to talk to you. So I take the pamphlet.
I was talking about Whirly Ball.
Oh, yeah, tell us about Whirly Ball.
So Whirly Ball was a team building event that happened at Microsoft. Shit, I didn't mean to drop anything. Whatever. Team building event at my corporate job that I work at.
I'm not editing that.
Damn it. Okay. Whatever. Whirly Ball is this team building event that we all went to. And I walked in. It's in a remote part of Seattle, like a northern part of Seattle.
Bumfuck Egypt, if you will.
It's in BFE, yeah. And next to it is a big gun shop. And next to that is like a cigarette, like vape shop. And then there's Whirly Ball in the middle. And you walk in and it's still got like the Whirly Ball logo. Maybe I'll post this on Twitter. The Whirly Ball logo is like this 80s kind of like surfer cursive like wave. It says Whirly Ball. And it's got like this sunset palette like the old Houston Astros jerseys. That's kind of the palette in there.
It's almost come back into fashion.
Right. It really has. And what we were describing was I stood there in this corporate party, as we said, this would be like a good, this would be like a coming of age comedy with two relatively unknown young leads, the protagonist and like the love interest. And then maybe one star is like somebody who goes and plays Whirly Ball. Like Matthew McConaughey or Woody Harrelson or somebody. Somebody's there and he's playing Whirly Ball. And the two of them, like, they're losers. They go there after school, and Whirly Ball's really lame. But it's like the Whirly Ball game is a metaphor for, like, a fledgling
Sure.
interest in love
Sure.
in high school. It's kind of like Adventureland or something like that. You could make that movie now and it would sell, is all I'm saying. You
Yeah.
could shoot it up in
Edmonds.
Edmonds. Thank you.
Hey, the film industry needs a little jump start. Okay.
So all I'm saying is Cold Cans Nation, donate to our Whirly Ball the movie Kickstarter. Anyway, point is, Whirly Ball is a game where you drive bumper cars at each other, and you hold these lacrosse sticks, and there's a wiffle ball, and there's 2 nets on either end, and you drive the bumper cars, and you throw the wiffle ball with the lacrosse sticks at each other, and then you shoot it at your net, and you can bump into people, and you can kind of rack at them with the sticks and stuff like that. And the first game we played was really lame, and as we went, honestly, I have to admit, Whirly Ball is kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's like legit
Were you
strategy.
getting a couple brews in you throughout this?
Get a couple brews. They brought out a Mexican food buffet, and I gotta
Ooh.
say, it felt like rolling the dice as I was eating it. But because the Whirly Ball Palace it's not the cleanest place I've ever walked into. How did we get on this? Why are we talking about Whirly Ball?
Pamphlet talk.
Oh, because I took a Whirly Ball pamphlet, and on the front of the pamphlet, it said, Whirly Ball, the most fun you'll ever have in your life. That's
That's
bold
what we say about
tagline.
this podcast, too.
Yep.
Listen to the voicemails episode, and it's the most fun you'll ever have in your life.
We got some good feedback from the voicemails episode.
We did. People whose opinions we trust.
Yeah. There were people who told me that it was bad.
It's trash.
Close family
We
members.
pulled from the feed.
People at work.
Pulled
that
from the
listen.
trough.
Yeah, pulled from the trough, and it was bad.
My
I'll tell you
brother,
what.
I told you this, my brother, loyal listener, immediately texted me saying, you guys are probably on some watch list now because you were leaving those voicemails.
So your brother was concerned.
Yeah, he's a big NSA guy.
But we didn't say anything that threatened national security. I guess we were doing a bit that we murdered
Right.
Brian.
Right.
A bit, remember? It's a bit.
Right.
But we didn't, like, threaten. Was your brother actually concerned that if we released
No.
that episode?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a legitimate thing that, like, voicemails are, like, probably scanned in some way, like,
Sure.
pulled out for keywords, search engine optimization for murderers. Because, real murderers talk about all their murders in voicemails.
And then release them as podcasts. Their dumbass show.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I liked the episode, all right? I liked it
I
better
did
than
too.
a
I
game of
listened.
Whirly
I
Ball.
listened on an airplane. I was scared to listen to it for a long time, and then I listened to it after one of our good friends, superfan Kelsey, told me that she liked it. And I was like, okay, I can finally listen. And I thought it was funny.
It's pretty good.
I thought it was an accurate
It was pretty good.
representation
Fuck you all.
of
It was
reality.
pretty good. Yeah. It was funny because it was a funny bit and an entertainment thing. Let's get back to the beer. You said you were on a flight. These Fremont beers are on Delta flights to the West Coast. Am I right or am I wrong?
Fremont has a beer. Yeah, it's not this one, of course. This
God
is
damn it.
seasonal.
Right, but yeah, this is
But yeah,
seasonal,
I was
available
because
for a
I was
month.
looking up. I wanted to talk airplanes. I like airplane talk.
Mhm.
And I was looking up what beers are available on Delta planes, and this was one of them. There's a bunch of ones from the East Coast and then ones from the West Coast.
Okay.
And Ballast Point is available on Delta
Ballast
flights, which
Point,
is a
yeah.
California.
Mhm.
That's fine. It's like $14 for a 6-pack
Yeah.
at my local QFC. Are
Right.
you kidding me?
And if you're on Delta and you buy that thing for $6, you're getting a real steal.
You
if you-
are compared to this.
If you're a big Delta Gold member
Oh.
and you get upgraded to premium economy, let's just say those Ballast Points are free on your 7:20 a.m.
Oh,
flight
mama.
to San Francisco before you have to start work.
You will have to work that day.
When I take the flight, yeah, I'll have to work that day. And guess what? Daddy's getting free beers.
Well, you had to you're not a Bloody Mary guy.
No, I don't like Bloody Mary. I would drink a mimosa if I were drinking something in the morning.
Hmm.
Would you drink a Bloody Mary?
I'd take a
in
Bloody
the
Mary,
morning?
yeah.
I generally try to stay away from drinking in the morning.
Yeah, but it's a flight. It's a vacation.
If you're doing like a day drunk, I would start with the mimosas, not Bloody Marys. I'm not a Bloody Mary man. Not a Bloody Mary boy. A BMB.
No, you can't start with the mimosa.
Why can't you?
All that sugar, dude?
It gets
you're gonna be
going.
sleepy.
It's like putting sugar in your coffee.
You'll be sleepy within an hour.
No.
Mark my words.
Oh, I've done it plenty, and I haven't been sleepy in an hour. But we should get to a
Parable or
very
terrible.
popular segment. Parable or Terrible is back.
It's been
It's been too long since we've done Parable or Terrible. I'm not going to try to riff the rest of that.
that would have been impressive.
I was going to do hold on. I was going to do, instead of the It's Been, I was going to do Parable Terrible is back in the saddle again. Is back. I can't do it though. I don't have that voice in me.
I don't know that song. What's the song?
You don't know that song? Parable
Please
Terrible.
continue.
Just continue. We'll edit that out.
Okay.
Biscoff you brought.
Yes, in the theme of airplanes, this is available on Delta flights. They say cookies or pretzels, and then if you're a smart person, you get the cookies because the pretzels are trash.
If you're a sociopath, you take the pretzel.
Yes, exactly. And so I got this, and
What
I
about
saved
peanuts? Where do you land on peanuts? What's the deal with airline peanuts?
What's the deal? My dog's allergic to peanuts.
So you
I saw several dogs on the flights I was on lately. By the way, there's lots of.
Are
dogs.
you going to be the guy who complains about seeing helper dogs on planes?
No, until it gets to the point where it is a problem. then it's going to be.
But that's
madness.
your own line. That's your own line you have to draw,
Hey,
my friend. Every man has to draw it.
It's true.
Woman or child.
It's true. Every member of mankind. No, but I will say I saw a lot of. This is going to be my bit. This is going to be a little bit of a turn of phrase.
Okay.
We'll get ready for this.
Hey,
So-
hold on, listeners. Get ready for Nick's newest bit.
It's the turn of phrase. Okay, so there were a lot of dogs on that last flight I was on.
Tell me more.
But the only very good boy was, you're looking at him. It was me, folks. I got a personalized card, thank you card, from my flight attendant who wanted to take a moment to thank me for my willingness to help other passengers in the boarding process and throughout the flight.
Hold on. What did you do to help other passengers?
So I
Nick's always got to do this shit. He's always got to be the good boy. He's always got to help. Oh,
I was a
ma'am,
very good
I'll
boy.
help you cross the street.
Who's a good boy?
And he looks around for people to take pictures of him.
I do, yeah.
Look, I'm
my
crossing the
Instagram
street.
handle's at Nicholas Patriot. Take me.
So what did you do in the boarding process to warrant this note?
I did what anyone would do, Joe.
Jesus Christ.
No, it was just like I was in my thing, in my seat. I had stowed my bag like a very good little boy immediately.
A very
sat
good boy.
down
The
and got
VGB.
out of the way, the VGB. And then it would just like happen to be multiple people in my area were like needed help getting things up into the thing. So I helped them get them up there. And then I took my seat like a good young man with very good manners.
You stood up and
Would you like help with that, ma'am?
an independent woman who could get her bag up there was putting it up
so
and you
get
said,
out of
could you need help?
I hip checked her.
Give it back. Give it.
And then one thing that I didn't get docked on, by the way, was that one of those same people that I helped put their bag up, she was in a window seat across the aisle from me, and I was in the aisle seat on the other side, of course. And she asked the person on the aisle in her row if she could sit on the aisle, because who knows why. And then he said no.
They didn't want to, and you didn't
And
want
then she asked me, and I said, no, I'm sorry.
to. Oh, not
This is-
a VGB.
No, I paid
A
to
very
sit
bad
on the
boy.
aisle. I'm not going to go sit in the window. Who sits behind the window?
So you'll help them load their bag, but when we talk aisle seats,
I will feign claustrophobia and say that I need to be on the aisle.
well, no, clearly the aisle's better than the window. Very
it is.
clearly.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
window's okay if you want to sleep.
It is. But the aisle, both, the only bad thing about it, we got to get some WD-40 on this arm here. The only bad thing about the aisle is like if you're getting hit by people as they go through.
Yeah, your
Like
knee,
in the shoulder.
Your knee, if you
Or in the knee, yeah.
we're both men approaching 6 feet tall,
Men of a certain height. The Ray Romano
and
spinoff.
if you're 6 feet tall and you're sitting in the aisle, your knee is gonna pop out
Yeah, it's
into
true.
that aisle, and that
God
drink,
knows it's
and
true.
that drink cart is not going to take prisoners.
I know, they come flying up.
Come in.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, pow! Oh! You wake up, they'll wake your ass up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You want some of this coffee ground from toilet water? You hear about this? You hear about this? What's the deal?
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Delta flights. By the way, hold on. I'm gonna take one step back here. You said you were flying Delta. I thought you were the Bab.
I know. I might be converting, especially after I was given a gold star for all my efforts on Delta.
Can you read the note? Do you have the note, or do you not have it with
I
you?
don't think I took a picture of it.
Oh.
It said
Hey,
like
listeners, he didn't take a picture. The note.
we will post it.
mysteriously has
I still have
disappeared.
the note.
Okay.
It's pinned on my refrigerator. I thank you very much. And there are photocopies in the mail to my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother. No, but we'll post a picture of it on Instagram or something.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want it out there that I got this note, but if the
you're a
listeners
very
want
good
proof,
boy.
I'll
All
give it to them. It's basically said what I said. It was like, thank you for helping
You're a good boy.
passengers. Here's my number. It was whatever. What? No, I'm kidding. Flights. Am I right?
Am I right? Hey, let's do
Let's
Parable
get to the
of
Parable
Terrible.
of Terrible. Yeah.
So
okay.
Biscoff cookies.
from Lotus since 1932. Europe's favorite cookie with coffee.
And so this is the bland cookie that's kind of like, it's almost like it's packed together. Insulation is kind of what it tastes like to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a bit of cardboard,
Okay.
sawdust, and packed insulation. But
So we're gonna
I'm
pair
take a bite,
Biscoff with
and I'm
a
gonna take
Parkland
a sip.
Pills from Fremont.
Yep. Okay. Biscoff
Cheers.
cookie. Cheers.
All right. You're supposed to chew, then I'm supposed to chew.
Yeah,
we
well,
haven't
we
done
have
one of
some
these
dead
in a
air, right?
while.
All right. Those cookies are terrible, but they're coated with sugar so that they taste okay.
Yeah.
They're meant to be dipped into that coffee.
Toilet
I didn't
wa-
even get there. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
They use the same non-potable water.
No.
Oh yeah, buddy.
There's no way.
The water comes out of water bottles, but they have no other source of potable water. So when they make coffee,
Where are you getting this?
let's just say it's flight attendant. I think it was on Huffington Post. Flight attendants revealed all.
InfoWars?
No, there's no more potable water on the plane, so they take the non-potable water that they use for the toilets, and they brew it in with the coffee. And when you drink the coffee, you're drinking non-potable water, and they don't care.
In theory, it's been boiled, though, right?
Yeah, it's been boiled. Boiled. But it's non-potable, bucko.
Boiling water typically makes it potable, though.
Not always. Not if there's like...
Water would only, in that scenario, would only be not potable because of, like...
For any reason.
But it's not like it
Could be
has, like,
shit in
raw
it.
sewage in it.
Could be.
It's the stuff that
Non-potable
flushes the
water.
toilet. It's not the stuff that gets flushed through the toilet.
I understand.
That they shoot out of the airplane when they're at 37,000 feet. Well, I get tea.
The coffee
is the tea also shit water?
No, yeah, shit water, same water, non-potable. The only potable water on an airplane is from bottles if you get the direct water. And do not trust when they come around with the tray and it just has the cups of water. And
Yeah,
they say,
yeah,
water,
yeah.
anyone?
I always take it.
It's non-potable.
No, it's not. I always take it.
No, I'm
You got to
fucking
stay
dead serious.
hydrated.
How's the Biscoff and Parkland Pills Fremont beer going down?
It's just like you said with Biscoff. I mean, they taste like it's just sugar. That's the only reason it's even palatable.
Compacted sugar.
And yeah, cinnamon too. There's cinnamon in it. I think that's the other flavor you get with it.
I was going to say gingerbread.
No, it's
Thanks.
cinnamon.
Thanks for leaving me hanging to dry.
120 calories per serving, by the way, which in theory is one pouch.
Not bad. And the terrible, honestly, not that bad. I
Yeah.
didn't have much beer left. I
Yeah.
kind of sucked down that whole beer.
I would call this bearable.
Yeah, so it's like compacted sugar, and a bit about this Fremont Parkland Pills. You know, the aroma, reading from the website, lemon, grassy, light hops. The flavor, bready, lemon, and slightly bitter. I do think it kind of works. Normally, that wouldn't work with sugar very well, but something about that just kind of bland cookie. Eat the cookie. I know there's some sugar, but then when you take this, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
One might say it's bearable.
I wouldn't know. This is one where I'm really on the line here, and I know listeners, especially the ones updating our Wikipedia page, are gonna want to know which way I fall here.
Yeah, this is gonna go on the Biscoff.
I'm not totally sure.
Have you put any of the bearable or terribles?
Not me. Edit that
Have
out.
our fans?
But astute listeners should know, if you look up Miller Lite on Wikipedia right now, the Cold Cans podcast is featured. I believe also if you look up Molson Canadian Beer, Cold Cans podcast is on the Wikipedia page.
But for any of the bearable or terribles, have you have our fan.
No one has
That would be
posted.
funny.
No one has
The
posted. in
Biscoff.
Verbal.
It's like all about available on flights and the history of it in Europe.
It was voted
and
terrible. Well, maybe after this episode, Biscoff Wikipedia page will get a bit of an edit. Let's just say.
get the cold cans bump. It's gonna be the
Miller
most
Lite-
visits
Did
it's
you look
got.
up
It's
Miller
still
Lite?
on there. Yeah,
It's still on there. What does it say?
it's nice because it's integrated into the bottom of the paragraph. It just says under awards.
This is Miller Lite.
The last sentence is the beer debuted at number 1 on the list of top 100 beers of all time by Cold Cans, which has an external link to our website.
That's
good.
Not a lie. It's true.
It is true, verifiable.
You bet.
If people are willing to listen to this drivel.
Well, I would say the Biscoff cookie, the Fremont Parkland pills. Yes, you can't get that on a plane, but you can get a Fremont beer. And if you're sitting on it, if your ass is parked in a Delta seat and that drink cart keeps banging your knee on the aisle, or some lunatic is asking you to change seats and go to the window, you might as well ask from a middle seat, for God's sakes.
Hey, I have another change seat story from this same trip.
I was just gonna say,
No.
you can go ahead and pair
Okay.
your Fremont beer with your Biscoff cookie. Go ahead, change
Nom,
seat
nom,
story
nom,
from
nom,
the
nom.
same. No. Well, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Parable. Okay,
I agree.
parable. No. You had a change seat issue.
Okay, so this was a flight from Dallas to Florida.
Dallas, Texas. of
Dallas,
course.
Texas, of fame,
Yeah, to Florida.
TV fame, to Florida. And there was a mother with 3 kids on the flight. And,
Shitty kids.
yeah, bad kids.
Okay.
Bad mom. Worse mom.
Shitty mom, shitty
And,
kids. Lethal
I-
combination.
Yeah, I was
Was
on
she
the-
talking into her speakerphone out in the middle of the tarmac?
I don't know if she owned
the
a
gate?
cell phone. Honestly, it was like
Oh.
opposite. It was just like hippy dippy, like whatever.
okay,
She wasn't controlling the kids at all.
Got it.
But you can't be on an airplane. And she was in the 3 seats with her 2 like younger kids to the right, and then my girlfriend and I were on the left aisle with the other kid who was probably like 8 years old or something, 8-year-old boy. And then she had gotten him the seat. He was in the window seat, and then they were in the 3, and then I had paid for the aisle and the middle seat.
I believe you paid for it.
And then the mom was going to try to like finagle it into getting that aisle seat right away.
For
And
her
then
boy.
she was like, oh, it looks like I bought this one. You have to sit in the window. And then he immediately starts crying, of course.
Oh, Jesus.
And so I was
Christ.
like, okay, and my girlfriend and I were like, okay, we're going to let him sit on the aisle, of course.
That's bullshit.
It was bullshit by the mom. Like, it was totally the mom's fault. And then, like, during the flight, her kids were just, like, throwing garbage everywhere.
Monsters.
When it was time to get off the plane, they weren't ready to go. And that kid, that boy, God bless his heart. In the flight, he took out a, like, 200-piece Lego set and was putting it together on the tray table.
Oh, no.
So if this little bladder had to leak, it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, my God.
So we were
So you
locked
pinned.
into we were pinned in there. It was bad. It was bad.
And that's the mother needs to. I know she's got a lot going on. I know it's not easy to raise those.
She was
kids,
drinking
but-
beers on the flight, by the way.
Oh, you bet. Hopefully a Fremont seasonal pairing.
Joe, we
with a
should talk
Biscoff.
about plane stories every week.
Maybe
This should
that's
be
what this will turn into.
Yeah, the planes talk.
We all know you're the Bab and I'm the BDB, but it sounds like you're turning into the BDB.
I'm being recruited pretty hard by
Ooh, welcome
Delta.
to the family, my friend.
Mhm.
Delta, elevate your travel. I don't know what their fucking thing is.
Probably was that at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's get back to the beer. Let's take this bullet train home. My impression, I drank this thing the whole way through. Pilsners are usually a beer that are pretty nondescript. We've done
Right.
a lot of these on this show, like Tecate and stuff like that. That's kind of like middle of the road. They're not doing much.
Is Tecate a Pilsner?
I don't know. Who cares? Lager, whatever the fuck it is. We've done a couple of Pilsners on the show, though, and they have been nondescript. None of them have really jumped out. And this one's trying to do something with it, and I think it's that fresh hops. I think it's the, like, packaging it in 1 month, and it's pretty much bad in 3 months' time. So it's very local. It feels almost kind of... It's akin to... if Tecate in Milwaukee's Best Light is like having McDonald's, this is like having... like a fresh salad from your
From
Trader
McDonald's.
Joe's. From McDonald's. No,
Okay.
You can taste the freshness. You could taste the locality.
Yeah.
Because it literally depends on freshness. This is
Right.
fresh hopped. And so I'm really impressed. I think it almost tastes like, because there is some bitterness to it. It almost tastes like a light IPA, like an IPA that isn't doesn't have a huge IBU.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
So it's good. I
Apt.
like it.
Yeah, astute, Joe.
Your thoughts? Beer Advocate score?
Oh
Anything
yeah,
in
good
between?
idea. Good idea. 3.86 out of 5 translates to very good. 10 ratings because it is such a short run beer.
Right.
But 5.5% alcohol, and
But very good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we read one of these things?
Sure. That's a new segment that we've had.
None of these are fun like the other ones. Oh, one guy said, "I was expecting greatness." Frown face.
Oh. I don't know. It's a Pilsner. I mean, how much can you expect? The IBU is like 35 or something
Ooh,
like that.
I have a sensual one we could read.
Ooh.
Okay.
What was sensual earlier on the show?
Coming Sun?
That was
No,
real
it
early.
was,
That was real early.
Let me get a pick too.
That's right. I knew there was a couple. This show has really... Hey, we're going to have to put that explicit tag on when we talk about the coming sun.
Yeah. Explicit
go
times
ahead.
2.
Go ahead, read it.
Canned on 221. Rated on 411.
Oh.
Pale light gold, crystal clear, light carbonation. A finger of tight head. Beery aroma. Light hops, like daddy's lager he let you as a kid taste the foam. Refreshing, not challenging. The beer made for the back porches of summer. It's just made in February, darn it.
Can we...
It said dad's, not
Can we back
daddy's,
up?
by the way.
Oh.
But everything
when
else...
Dad let you taste the foam?
Everything else...
Can you read
yeah.
that line again?
Okay. Beery aroma, light hops, like dad's lager he let you as a kid taste the foam.
That's not a good
It's
sentence.
it's not well constructed.
But... So, yeah, like when Daddy let you take a sip off the top. I'm not
It takes him back to that time.
Okay.
3.62 out of 5, by the way, which is lower than what the guy who said I was
All
expecting
that.
greatness said. Yeah.
That guy is just
That's the lowest rating on here was that guy.
the guy's got his balls filled the size of baseballs, and he gives it a 3.62 out of 5. All right,
He's edging.
let's jump forward. Let's rank this son of a bitch.
Yeah, let's do it.
So remember, we have new tiers. So I want to go through this. The coldcanspodcast.com/rankings has updated its design. I bet you haven't even noticed yourself. I did some work, and I put the tiers into the rankings themselves.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to go through. I'm going to read the different tiers we have
More
now.
bullshit to update each week.
Yeah, we have the beer tier, the cream of the crop. That's the top. It starts at Pseudo Sue. That's still our reigning number 1. And it goes down to... Fuck, I already lost it. Oh, it goes down to number 7, Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale. So 1 to 7 is cream of the crop.
Okay.
Our wild cards, this is number 8, Red Hook ESB, all the way down to number 20, Ugly Pug. Those are the beers we're wild about. Then we have our mild cards. Mild cards are number 21, Uinta Baba Black Lager, all the way down to number 32, Iyengar Brow Ice. And then from there we have the deplorables and we have the Russian radioactives. The deplorables are all our mass market beer, and then we have radioactives. So remember, we have cream of the crop, the wild cards, the mild cards, the deplorables, and the radioactives. For me, I'm wild, but this isn't the cream of the crop. What do you think?
That was like I don't even know, fucking around the horn like segment that you got your 18 seconds and then had to pass it.
The time was ticking and I had to poop.
yeah.
I felt the internal time, the listeners' patience, those poor few that have stayed around.
This is a long episode, yeah.
What's
we're
the
in like
timestamp?
40-ish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do some edits, remember?
No, I'm not. Okay. So
wild cards was
yeah,
8.
I'm okay with wild card.
Wild
yeah.
cards. Okay,
Yeah,
so we have in the wild cards bracket, I'll read that taint to tip. That one is number 20, Ugly Pug, Crikey IPA, Alaskan Amber, Great Lakes Christmas Ale, Samuel Adams Boston Lager, Leinenkugels Original, Rainier, Session, Fat Tire, Longboard Lager, Silverhead Red, IRA, Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout, and Red Hook ESB.
I would put this between Leinenkugel's Original and Samuel Adams Boston Lager.
This is a crazy list, by the way. Session was our number
one at
for
one
a
point,
while.
yeah.
Now, it was moved in the Power Hour re-rank. The Great Power Hour re-rank of 2018 also called out on coldcanspodcast.com/rankings, the beers that were re-ranked. What are you doing right now? Oh, you're buttoning back up.
After reading that Advocate review.
I agree. It's better than Ugly Pug. It's better than Crikey IPA. It's better than Alaskan Amber. I didn't have Great Lakes Christmas Ale.
It's better.
It's better. It's better than Sam Adams Boston Lager. And yeah, it's worse than Leinenkugel's Original. So it would be our new number 16, the Fremont Parkland Pils. I think I'm comfortable with that.
I'm comfortable with that.
Cool. Well, it's good to be back, and it's good to see you again, buddy. I missed you.
Yeah. It had been a while.
It had been a while, and I think Cool Cans Nation missed it. We love you all, and I love you.
Love you, Joe.
We'll talk to you next week.
The Cold Cans podcast is recorded in the Overcast Room at Cloud Studios in Seattle, Washington. Visit cloudstudiosseattle.com